The world is still grappling with the reality of the demise of the Queen of England. After an impactful reign for 7 decades, she leaves dignified shoes that must be fit her successor well. A quick look back at the impactful Queen Elizabeth II in this report.
One of the world's biggest personalities has been buried. A phenomenal person and highly rich monarch, Elizabeth II is in her resting place, but still very much living in many hearts across the world. She will remain there for many decades to come because of the lives she touched, peace she brokered in nations and institutions. She was very clear on principles she stood for and was not too friendly with any leader to hide her opinion over any prevailing circumstance in a nation. The committal service for the Queen took place at St. George's Chapel in Windsor. During the ceremony, King Charles III placed the Queen's company camp collar on his late mother's coffin. And in another ceremonial moment, the Lord Chamberlain broke his wand of office and placed it upon the Queen's coffin, symbolizing the end of the Queen's reign. Her casket was then lowered into the royal vault in St. George's Chapel, bringing the world to the reality of the final passage every man will face someday, no matter the hierarchy. And those she impacted on look back at her reign with much to say. Some also shared their thoughts on the new King Charles III.
The monarchy as a whole has just meant everything to me in my whole life.
I think he's done excellent this week. I mean, really good.
I think he'll be a good king.
I think so far he hasn't put a foot wrong. So everything he's done, the walkabouts, the speech he did, so you couldn't have asked him to do anything else.
I think people have often underrated Charles. He's been very professional throughout all of his working life as a royal, but yeah, particularly in the last couple of years, I think he's been fantastic, to be honest. He's very disciplined.
All flags have returned to full mast following the end of the period of mourning for Queen Elizabeth II. Church bells will also return to being rung unmuffled. Church bells will also return to being rung unmuffled. As world leaders return home to settle with the reality of her passage, they may need to keep this crucial one in mind, and that is, what will be said about them when they leave the stage of life? What will they be remembered for? Leaders of Africa, which many have dubbed the home of corruption, may have a lot to meditate on after the Queen's burial to set their drive aright.